This is WeatherScope.
The rain showers in the northeast moving a bit farther north. The region is experiencing some drier air in the area. Our focus is focusing now to the southeast, where severe weather has certainly been a problem for a lot of folks. Hello, I'm Lisa Moser. We go for the details to the Forecast Center with Janetta Jones. Good evening, Janetta.
Good evening, Lisa. We are watching what's happening across the southeast because we've had reports of large hail up to 1.75 inches in diameter already in Georgia and Alabama. Possible tornadoes, no confirmed reports of tornadoes as of yet, but possibility of severe weather producing tornadoes. Let's show you where we had some damage yesterday and last night as a system that's affecting the East Coast right now was bringing all kinds of havoc across Manatee County in Florida. The heavy rain led to flooding. In addition, strong winds knocked down power lines and trees. Several homes were damaged quite significantly, as you can see. Well, that low has moved up the eastern seaboard, and we're dealing with a new area of low pressure across the southeast, triggering all kinds of severe thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect where you see the yellow. Red shading means tornado watches are in effect for much of northern Florida as well as Georgia and Alabama. And as you check out what's happening on our radar, you can see these nasty storms have had a history of producing hail up to 1.75 inches in diameter near Columbus, Georgia and Opelika. We've also had some problems near Phoenix City. These storms moving out of Mississippi into Alabama quite rapidly towards the north and the east, about 30 miles per hour, are wreaking all kinds of havoc as they move quite quickly towards the north and the east. So the big threat with these severe thunderstorms is going to be with the heavy rainfall, the hail, as well as the windy conditions. Now notice too, as we zoom in here on New Orleans and Jackson, Mississippi and Mobile looking at the possibility of some hefty downpours. And these are the storms that are moving away from Alabama on into Georgia that have had a history of producing the largest hail. Now in east central Alabama, Russell County, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for you. West central Georgia, Muskogee County, that's the area I was just circling. These are the storms that have produced the large hail. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for you. Southwest Alabama, Escambia County, we are talking about these storms now. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for you. And Doppler radar has indicated that this severe thunderstorm will move into Escambia County as of right now, and straight line winds are going to be a potential problem with these storms. Southeastern Alabama, Pike County now, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for you. So these storms are just blowing up and producing large hail and gusty winds. Crisp County in central Georgia, Wilcox County, both of these counties have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Now, as we zoom in on Atlanta, I want you to notice that the perimeter and I-75 and I-85 looking okay in Atlanta, the metro area. However, these thunderstorms, which have had a history of producing large hail, now approaching southern suburbs of the Atlanta metro area. We also have the northern fringes of the city looking at some heavy downpours, and we've had reports of large hail in Tennessee as those storms move on off towards the east. We're going to be watching them very, very closely for the potential for some pretty nasty weather. Now, that's what's happening in the southeast with our area of low pressure. We also have an area of low pressure that is moving on into the northeast, and it is providing us with the potential for heavy rainfall as well as some strong gusty winds. Keep in mind, low pressure has a counterclockwise rotation, so we have the very windy conditions, and we also have all of that moisture being pulled up off of the Atlantic and back on top of you in southern New England. Philadelphia, Baltimore, you're looking a little bit better. However, New York City still getting rain, Hartford, Connecticut, Providence, Boston, on into Albany. It's still a wet go for most folks. Here's a close-up view of Boston. You can see that we're still having quite a bit of problems on I-95 in the form of heavy rainfall. High winds are also a problem. High wind advisories and warnings are in effect through tonight. Well, that's what's happening across the east. It is a very rough afternoon. It's going to be a rough evening for a lot of folks. If you need the latest information, well, check in on our website, weather.com. Now for a look at the rest of the country and the forecast, here's Lisa.
Thanks, Janetta. Of course, we'll be checking back with you for the latest updates on that situation with all of the hail damage that is expected with those thunderstorms in the southeast. We'll take you to the forecast, and I tell you, things could not be much nicer for folks in the southwest and the Four Corners region, with the exception of Colorado, where we are seeing winds gusting a bit strong at times, also over Wyoming. But places like Nevada, Southern California, experiencing some warm temperatures. Winds are much calmer today across Washington, across Oregon as well. This ridge is building, and that onshore flow is pushing back up towards British Columbia. We're going to continue to see a real nice evening as we head into the evening hours. We're seeing breaks in that cloud cover, and you know, that's going to be really nice because we haven't seen the sun very much the past couple of days across Washington State, across Portland, Oregon either. We'll take you through the next few days, and I want to show you that eventually we are going to see some of the nice characteristics of this low sink a little further to the south, and we have yet another system that will be coming in. We'll notice that the cloud cover comes back into Seattle probably Sunday early afternoon, and probably late in the day we'll begin to see some of the rain showers associated with that next system as it pulls in. But keep in mind, much of the precipitation with the system will be up towards British Columbia. Looking at the rainfall through tonight, we're talking about a couple of inches still associated with showers and thunderstorms with our system in the southeast. Things looking a lot better for Philadelphia and New York in the next couple of hours, but we still have a very large rainmaker, and it is likely that we'll see those rain showers on and off, as Janetta has already indicated. We are looking at this system taking some temperatures down with it. Notice that the low temperatures on Sunday morning, lots of 20s and 30s across the northern plains. Now, keep in mind also that we have some pretty strong winds with this low that is situated over the Midwest, and that's going to make the air temperature feel a lot cooler. That's that wind chill, right? Notice that we'll see those 40-degree temperature readings all the way down to St. Louis, Missouri, Paducah, Kentucky, Lexington, Cincinnati even, expecting things to get downright chilly. You know, once we see these winds taper down, it'll feel a little bit better, but it is likely that we'll continue to see these strong winds in through Monday. Monday is probably going to be the coolest day coming up this week. Lots of 30s and 40s across the Midwest. But out here in the Southwest, notice how we still have lots of 80s in the Yucca Valley, all the way up towards San Bernardino, getting into Chico, California. Lots of very, very warm weather. We are looking at those 30s finally begin to push back up towards the Canadian territory. We'll get a little bit more of a southerly flow, and that's going to allow the situation to modify a bit to the south. We'll see more 60s and 70s coming into play. We're going to notice that that cooler weather, even for the northeast, eventually modifies. Looking at the precipitation, we'll still see a few showers Monday over the Ohio Valley area. Some light snow showers, likely to see some accumulation over not only Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota. We've seen some light snow. Temperatures are causing a lot of the snow after it reaches the ground to melt, but we're likely to see some accumulation in the evening and early morning hours, and so we'll be keeping you posted on that. Coming up on